Donovan Barrett. I am Mama V's daughter. I am her second biological child, the youngest. And her personality, I would probably have to say just fiery. Like, she had such a way of, like, even if she seemed like she had an attitude or anything, she most of the times didn't. She just, everything she said was always a strong statement or a statement that had a whole bunch of feeling in it, and very loving. Like, it wasn't until all of this happened where I realized how many lives my mom actually touched and impacted, even like with my friends too. I would always wonder, like, why do you always want to go to my house? And it was like, cause y'all got food and it's always something. Your mom's always giving us hugs, and it's like I didn't really realize until now. It's like, yeah, she's very loving person. Like, she touched a lot of people. I remember Camp Pennywell when I want to say I was like 5 or 6. And at that time, the only reason I got to go was because my mom was a counselor. And the rule was if there's any, younger ones that are between 5 and 6 and the older ones are going, the younger ones can go. I was at home alone because Cam was going. Mom was a counselor and my dad drives truck. So I had to go. And the first like time we got there, we were in her cabin, and she was like, letting all the girls settle down before we went to chapel. And once everybody was done unpacking, she was like, and I'm gonna let you guys know now, I don't play no mess. She's like, if everything you think you got away with at home, you're not gonna get away with it here. And those girls, they never gave her a problem. Like, they were real respectful. Yes, Miss V. No, Miss V. The one of the counselors, or not one of the counselors, one of the kids, her mom sent her and her hair wasn't done. Like, she just had like this giant like messed up ponytail on her head. And my mom literally did her hair for the week. And then everybody else was like, oh, I want my hair done. I want my hair done. So my mom spent, I want to say, a good 2 to 3 hours during like just recreational time just doing hair. And when we got back on that Friday, the moms of the other girls were like, this is not how I sent you. And she was like, oh yeah, well, I did their hair, they asked. And to this day, like, they remember it. When I first went into high school, one of the girls, I had completely forgot about her. She was like, I know you. Your mom whooped me and she did my hair at week at camp. I was like, I don't remember you, but that sounds like her. Like, there's so many. I remember like, I remember like walking to school, and she never, until I got to like 3rd grade, she stopped, walking with me, but she would always walk me like halfway down because, Deal's at the end of our street. So she'd walk me halfway down and watch me walk the rest of the way. And once I got to the age where she didn't need to actually go with me, like, I remember like being really scared, even though I literally was going 5 houses down the street. Like, I was so scared, and she was like, fine. And in her muumuu and her house slippers, she walked outside and she was like, go ahead, I'm watching you. And she literally walked to the end of the driveway, and she watched me walk down the street. And like every couple of minutes I would turn around and make sure she still was watching, and she'd be like, I'm here, go ahead. Like, she was just like that. Like, she was the biggest protector I could have ever asked for. And there were times where I felt like I needed to protect her, and she's always was the one to protect me for, like, yeah. So one thing that the words of encouragement I have is she taught us everything that she could have. That was kind of like the comfort. One of my friends told me, like, she was the greatest teacher. So she taught us everything that she could, everything that she knew, everything that could have been taught. She poured it out to us. So, and it hurts right now because, she is the second matriarch, but she also imparted so much into us that it's going to be hard to, feel bad about it because she did leave a very big legacy. She left a lot behind for us, and we have a huge family I'm still getting even to know, but we have a huge family, and I know for a fact she's looking down at us and she's very happy. She's very happy with what she's seeing, and she loved the fact that we all got together. And what we need to do is stay together and keep each other accountable for each other. That's the one thing that she was all about, was accountability. So we need to keep each other accountable, stay with each other, and keep each other close.
And along with that, how can we keep her legacy alive?
So how we can keep Mom's legacy alive is we need to start, reading more, start writing more. Mom had journals on top of journals filled with just books of just her random thoughts, prayers, what God has spoken to her, what she's telling him. So, definitely like read and write more. Like just even if it's like all you can do is write out the screaming in your head, just do that, because honestly that's what she would have done. And one thing, definitely learn a new skill. Mom was always trying to like improve what she already knew, but she was definitely one for learning to keep her options open. So learn a new skill, read and write more. And one thing I wish we all could learn how to do is how to read in the dark. That's the one thing I remember from my mom, is we all called her the vampire because she hated the overhead light, she hated the big light, and she always would read with like the most minimal light. But whatever she was reading, she got something from it. So that's a skill. That's how we can keep her legacy alive, is learning how to read in the dark. Mama V was the biggest comfort. And one thing that she always told me was, remember who you are and whose you are. Always remember what is inside of you and who placed it there. So anytime it gets hard, it gets rough, we feel like giving up, just remember who you are and whose you are. Because that was one thing she harped on, even to a sense of it seemed like it was nagging. And now that I am older, that little phrase has kept me out of so much trouble. Remember who you are and whose you are. Shout out to you, Mom, for being my first teacher, my first choir director, my first cook. Shout out to you for just being awesome. Like, you have so many people who were affected and touched greatly about just who you are and what you do. So shout out to you. And one day I hope I could even touch an ounce of your greatness.
We believe every life has a story, and every story leaves a legacy, and every legacy deserves to be remembered.